Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got a map from a creator who goes somewhat under the radar with a lot of people, I feel. It's a creator we've done once in the past, episode 1199, where they got 13 stars, although that wasn't the only time they've appeared on the show. They actually appeared on the very iconic show, but more about that during the flyover. Now today's map has one of those wow moments, not just an exceptional moment, but a moment where, like the dam in Revelstoke, where you go, wow. And today we have an absolute wow moment. It's an idea that I incorporated sort of into BonBon Island. I said that other people would run with it and do their own thing, and that has happened with this map. Prepo has run with it, and I was like mouth agape, and I was actually clapping while looking at it. And if you want to have a wow moment, well, you know what to do. That's right, you purse your lips and then you push the air out. Go, also, if you could hit the like button, that'd be very helpful. Thank you. Today's map is Meri-Pori, Finland by Prepo. Okay, definitely a Finland specialist, and I have no complaints with that because this map feels exactly right for what it needs to do. There's your start square, feels a little bit industrial down there. I would say that's because it feels a little bit industrial down there, a bit harboury. Okay, terrain heights are very flat across the map. That's because it's a very flat area, it really is. Then we have resources, good strong resources across the map as well, really dynamic looking. And if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, we have all of the little fishies as well, so all of the credit for that too. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, if you scroll down, we have mass transit. Yes, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Nicely written description, including all the bits and pieces that you'll need to know. I believe it was made with the Unlimited Tree mod. It's not listed as a requirement, but Unlimited Tree rather than Tree Anarchy. The map was broken when I loaded with Tree Anarchy, but it's one of those that yeah, it has. Is it a requirement? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we have a list of requirements here. This is your one-click collection. All is good. We'll be using a custom created Finland theme created by Prepo, and we'll be using the Sunny Coast LUT. So all of that. So anyway, down to the edge of the map, we have a little roundabout going on here. Now, if we went straight on, that takes us towards the middle of the map. We could go right or take us along the edge of the map that way. We're actually going to go along the edge of the map this way. And it might seem like a really weird route, but what I want to talk about is routing here. And it's a technique that classically Mr. Miyagi used in a lot of their maps, although maybe not to this extreme. It keeps dummy traffic away from the middle of the map. This is traffic going from one start point to another start point along the edge, and a lot of creators have actually done these things actually in tunnels hidden along the edge of the map. So we have seen this sort of mechanic before, but I just want to say that it makes no difference to me whether it's hidden or not, because we are frankly right deep in the fog, so that's not a huge issue. Anyway, yes, we've done Prepo. Well, first time we saw Prepo, not in a map review of their own map, was actually they make assets as well. And I kind of vaguely remember they did assets. Well, I didn't realise the very first asset we had look of theirs, and we've done 2 or 3, was in episode 762. Which it kind of got overlooked, I feel, because that map is one of my favourite maps of all time, Windy Plateau by Nico Lav RJ. That is an outstanding vanilla map, and I think that whatever asset was put alongside that would have been motorbike, would have been completely overlooked. So all credit anyway to Prepo. You've shown that they have all of the skills making the theme. The theme really works onto that. We'll have a quick look at the theme a bit later on. Anyway, so yes, it's we're going to follow this around, and this road will loop us back round into the middle. So we'll do that. Well, while we're going along the edge, I just want to say, I don't want to get too political about these things, but I just want to say, if you've seen this policy that's the UK government has just come up with regarding migrants and sending them to Rwanda, not everybody agrees with this. Okay, I mean, just because nobody else has a solution doesn't mean that any solution will do. And sending people who are desperate to the centre of darkest Africa for processing and possible permanent relocation. I mean, didn't Israel try this and did it not work with them? Hang on, we've got a little again, I don't mind it because we are so close to the edge of the map but it is more of note than the actual road that we're following here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Israel did something very similar, and I don't think it worked for them. But equally, look, just because the ideal solution, right? For me, the ideal solution is we send them back to where they set sail from. And if France don't want them, then look, if they sail from France, you send somebody back to where they immediately came from. So they come from France, we send them back to the shore of France, and then France deal with them and process them. If somebody sails around via the Mediterranean and then up the side of the Atlantic Ocean into the North Sea and they land in Wales, hey, listen, we then have a different issue altogether. But when they're sailing from one European nation to another, I feel that you just send them back to the last European nation that they came from. Shuffle it back. Musical chairs. Loving this, by the way. Nice intersection, tucked right on the edge of the map, very slickly done. And intersection marking tool is looking very slick, and no controller as well. Very slickly done intersections there, so plenty of credit to me. So anyway, sorry to get a bit political, but I've been watching the news earlier, and I'm just really frustrated by my my elected UK government. Not my Prime Minister. Unfortunately, they are, regardless. Oh, heck. Lovely people. Oh, man. What's what coming to? Anyway, so enough of that. I'm keeping my political logo up for the moment as well, just for now. Anyway, heading in towards the middle of the map now, and you're seeing more of Finland. This, just look at it. This is Finland. This is Finland. I've never been to Finland. Never been to Finland. I probably never will, but it's kind of like on the checklist if ever I win the lottery. But Finland is just like this. Having played GeoGuessr, I've now got to the point that when I'm in Finland, I pretty much can just click I'm in Finland. It's simple. It's so simple because it's very iconic. Very, very iconic. And actually we've got a factoid, Finland factoid, although it's more of a Monty Python Finland factoid. Yes, I did notice that the Finland coast was a Monty Python reference, just in case anybody thought I'd skimmed over that one. I figure we'll read some lyrics in factoids. Factoids, because who cares about factoids, eh? Lyrics is the way to go. Water tower on your left here, nicely done little underpasses, rail starting to appear, starting to look a lot more industrial in this area, making me think we must be getting close to the start square. I don't exactly remember the start square starts and finishes, so you will forgive me if we happen to be like driving through it now. I don't think we are. I think we're about to approach it about here-ish. This is going to be where you're going to be doing your start, your opening tile or two anyway, and this kind of location, this kind of vibe, this kind of feel, this kind of pre-built network infrastructure as well. And then, and we'll switch across the road in a moment, but we've got these little areas. You may have noticed there's a few little settlements. These are buildings, but they're non-operational buildings. They are just Finland-style barns and shacks and stuff like that, and sheds and stuff, and it just gives it more of a Finland vibe. It's absolutely on point, and with the vibe and in terms of aesthetic, it's just the most pretty map you've ever seen. I would say it's not, but that's nobody's fault. You know, you could do an iconic like-for-like representation of the middle of the Sahara Desert. It could be exactly accurate, but it may not be pretty, because it might just be sand and rock. And yeah, you might look at, well, how did BonBon not give that 5 stars? They couldn't do any more. It's photo real. It might be photo real, but photo real doesn't mean pretty, doesn't. And where I also look for iconic. into the aesthetics. Is it a map that is memorable? When I think back and I think, will I remember I like the map. Will I remember the shape and design? Is there any dynamic things about this map which will make it stand out in my memory? And that counts in the aesthetic score as well. But Prepo couldn't have done any more. This feels absolutely correct. Anyway, we'll take a brief intermission. We'll come right back after this self-indulgence. Have you ever unsuccessfully tried to get my attention? Do you have a question that just really needs an answer? Then become a BonBonBuddy over on Patreon and have access to the DM hotline for a guaranteed reply. Ah yeah, the DM hotline. It's a message service that I will answer. Another motorbike, thank you. Shipping routes back at Meri-Pori, Finland by Prepo, and they do what they need to do. Sirens for those playing BonBonBingo. It's noisy today. BonBonBingo link is in the description. Grab yourself a bingo card and just play along. Check off the memes as we go. Oh my goodness, fire engine! It's so loud. I can't hear myself think. We've got perfect shipping routes. Water flow. I'm a little confused, a little baffled by the water. We have the pipes, although some of these pipes don't have like where you would think there's going to be, like the water tower, obviously. But I'm a little confused by some of them. But we have water in the start square, and there's enough options for you not to be able to pollute your citizens. But yes, I'm feeling there might be some custom assets missing or something, but it's not an issue because even without them we are sorted. So there we are. It's just one of those things that confuse me. Anyway, pull the camera back and have a little look from the top down, and it's an interesting shape. Interesting shapes make for interesting builds. We've got some interesting shaped islands out here as well. I think if you're going to do a Finland style build, it's absolutely spot on for this one. We've got a load of the wind turbines as well. Second lot, you can't check off sirens twice, okay? I'm just saying that. You can check it off once. Anyway, we got lovely dry land as well as wetland. I'm going to say we have that. The rivers are very nice as well. Fields are hinted at, alluded to, without actually being fields, which is great. It's just clever work again. And the coastline, the shoreline is just intricate and clever. Now have a quick look at the theme. I'm just loving the theme texture and how it transitions when you get the trees down. That forestry colour just has a real wetness. The whole thing feels wet and damp and Finnish. And that means they've done a good job, yeah? I think so. We saw some settlements earlier in the start square, and there are dotted settlements across the map. Little things like this where, again, having had a look at Finland in a lot of detail over the years playing GeoGuessr, this feels right. You might look and go, that's a bit weird. No, that looks exactly right. This is a bit confusing though. Okay, have a look here. We've got some demolished buildings over here. Now, there is a way of finding out what... I'm going to use the picker tool here, okay? So I'm going to open up the toolbar, use picker, choose one, and see what we get. And it's a rock. It's a rock that's a building. I can't place it down over here because I haven't unlocked this territory. But anyway, yes, so basically it's been destroyed by the water. And so, yeah, slight problem. Just a slight problem there in terms of detailing. There's a few of those across the map anyway. Then down here we've got a few little harbour area, a few little piers and stuff like this. So it appears. Piers, so it appears. Never mind. The Essential Lighthouse. Ah, isn't she lovely? Nicely done actually. That feels like a tourist attraction. A little hint of blue mantle down here you may have noticed underneath this pier. There we go, just a hint under there. Not the world's worst problem, but worth pointing out. Over here, one little thing that could be added, I feel, maybe by you, the city builder. These bridges look great, but how about having a lifting bridge, one of those lovely new mod lifting bridges right there? That feels like a thing that could be done, possibly. But again, I don't think the Prepo should put it in if it's not a thing that's there in real life. Look at the lane merging and all that stuff, but have a look at this. Where's this traffic going to? Right, we're in the start square. We know it's a peninsula. Where is this traffic going to? I said the traffic was being kept away from the middle of the... Now, this is that wow moment that I promised you. Are you ready? Okay, are you ready? You might see a hint of blue mantle under this, but I don't care on this particular occasion. It's a port. Okay, we've got vehicles leading, going up onto the ferry. And you're saying, but hang on a second, how is this working? How is this even a thing? And I actually had to ask the same question. How is this even a thing? What? Okay, so the answer to that is very much in the nature of Bonbon Island, only they've taken this to the next level. Instead of covering it, covering the hidden mechanics with a rock, they've covered it with a ship. That's your outside connection. That, prepo, is inspired, and I sat back in my chair and I did this. I genuinely did. I was sitting in my room all alone, applauding the screen. Absolutely amazing. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. Just to think of that is just brilliant. All credit. For those of you that need to check off everybody's favourite factory of new bingo cards, there are a few of them. You can only check it off once, by the way. Anyway, pull the camera back. We'll head back to the start square. We'll find our asset of the day, and it's from an old skilled player. A skilled player who's a legend on the workshop. It's Gèze with El Cabildo, Asunción, and it's just an amazing building. There are so many of these Latin buildings at the moment. It's amazing, the workshop. Anyway, factoids, because factoids, I'm going to fly through this. I'm going to read lyrics from Finland, Finland, Finland by Monty Python. Not all of them, select lyrics. Finland, 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 the country where I want to be. Pony trekking or camping or just watch TV. It's the country for me. You're so near to Russia, so far away from Japan. You're so sadly neglected and often ignored. A poor second to Belgium when going abroad. Finland, 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 the country where I quite want to be. Monty Python, true legends. True legends. Gèze, real Cities Skylines legend. Honestly, if you've not checked their workshop, if you've never heard of them, because we've not seen them for a little while, go check their workshop. I promise you, you will be absolutely in awe of them. Absolutely in awe of this. El Cabildo Asunción by Gèze, today's asset of the day. Legendary creator. Anyway, pull the camera back. Clear throat. While I clear throat, ask you to get busy. That's right. Hit the I button or the link in the description to go to the voting page to vote on today's map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Use a Patreon, a Gmail, Facebook, or an Apple login to be able to vote. Anyway, what do I think of today's map? Well, I mean, obviously I like it. Clearly, I like it. Again, is it iconic? Is it something I'm going to exactly, well, more or less remember the shape and design? No, but it is absolutely on point with what it needs to be. So it's going into 4 stars. I think we're going to go towards the about middly low 4 stars, but it feels right. Detailing. Plenty of good stuff here. I was going to go for a medium, middle 4, I think. I was going to go middle 4. Possibly even a little bit higher, but Splash of Blue Mantle will always take it down a little bit. So I'm going to go, yeah, lowish 4. Gameplay, I'm going to go again, middly low 4, just because if you're, there's a lot of people that will want to go a little bit crazy on the map with this much buildable space, and I think it's just going to struggle a little bit for weight of traffic. But still very playable and exactly what it needs to be for what you've done. I wouldn't ask you to change anything. I'm going to give you the BonBonB seal of approval because I think this is just amazing, and that ferry is just amazing, and your theme is amazing, and the design is amazing. Really liking just everything about it, and I just don't change it. Just don't change it. Okay, keep it exactly like that. Not every map needs to get 5 stars across the board for it to be perfect ever, and if that's what you're seeking, then you're going to be disappointed. because some maps just, you know, they're more than the sum of their parts, you know. Oh, by the way, use the word of the day to prove you're part of the 20 and out elite, and I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.